Hello and welcome. My name is Peace Mitchell and I'm co-founder of Women Changing the World Press. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that I live and work on, the people of Mamu country in North Queensland. And I'd also like to pay my respects to traditional owners and elders past and present right across Australia and the Torres Strait. Well, today I'm so excited to be here as we launch our latest book, Purpose and Passion. And I'm really honoured to have one of my fellow co-authors joining me today, Joanne Caruso. Please join me, Joanne.
Hi, how are you?
Thanks for having me. Oh, it's wonderful to have you here, Joanne. Now, for people who haven't met you before, I would love you to tell us a bit about you and the work that you do.
So my name's Joanne Caruso. I'm a colonics hydrotherapist, and I've recently changed careers, probably in the last couple of years. I had a corporate background and fell in love with colonics, and and I opened up my own clinic just over 12 months ago. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, amazing, Joanne. So you named your chapter Igniting My Fire. Can you tell us why you chose that title?
I guess when I was wanting to change careers, or even wanting to make some changes into my life, I don't know, it was almost like I needed to ignite a fire. I needed that spark back, and finding colonics was that thing that ignited that spark. So I thought that's a good name for my chapter, because it is about myself, igniting that spark.
Yeah, perfect. So in your chapter, you've talked about some of the lessons in life that you've learned, and one of those lessons was boundaries. And in the chapter, you talk about the fact that you had 3 young girls. They were only 3, 5, and 7 years old when you were divorced. During that time, you then had to return to work. Can you tell us about this time and what it taught you about boundaries?
Yeah, that was a really challenging time for myself. At that point, I actually felt that I was being pulled in every single direction. So I had my ex-husband that I was dealing with. I had the kids. I had my career. I had my parents, because they were such a big help in helping with children. So after school, the kids would go to mum and dad's, have dinner there, and then I'd pick them up and we'd go home. And so I was being pulled from directions with them as well. So if my kids misbehaved, or if they were, being little terrors, as kids are at that age, I'd have my parents to deal with as well. So at that point, knowing what I know now, I wish I had set some boundaries. I wish I was a bit more, I felt comfortable to say to work, listen, I'm a single mum and I have kids, and they're my priority. Or for a job that allowed for flexible working arrangements. Because the career that I chose, or the work that I was doing, companies I was working for, they didn't have those flexible working arrangements. So that was quite tough.
Yeah,
very tough time.
Yeah, absolutely. Another piece of advice that you shared was a quote. You say, "Don't wait until death knocks. Make changes to your life now." Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, so I had lost both my dad and my sister within 16 months of each other, and so that was my wake-up call. My sister was a workaholic. She had her own business as well. She was an accountant, so she was a hard worker and worked long hours and so on. But she never got to enjoy the rewards of her hard work. She passed away at 54. I'm trying to find that balance and enjoy life along the way as well. So, yeah, we tend to wait until somebody passes away or until we're diagnosed with an illness before we start to make changes. And so for my message is, don't wait. If you're wanting to do something now, then just.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's when something like that happens to us in our life, it changes our perspective and it makes us grateful for the time that we do have. But also it's a wake-up call to be aware of our health and things that we should be doing differently. Is that what you found?
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's, we go down the path of health and wellness now. It's like, what can I do, to make my health my priority? And with the work that I do, it's also about practicing what I preach to my clients as well. So yeah, and that's what I love about what I do. It's it's helping them my clients reach their health goals as well.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Another piece of advice that I like that you shared was that you're never too old to follow your dreams. And your chapter really talked about the dreams that you've had and your courage and just going for it and starting new things and entering new fields that you hadn't had experience in before. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, definitely. So I started studying for colonics when I had just turned 50, I think, 50, 51. And then I opened my business at 52. And so over the years, being the sole provider for my family, as much as I was kind of over my corporate career, I couldn't make that leap because I was providing for them and I needed that stability, stable income to put them through school and put food on the table and all of that. But when crunch time came, it was like, that's it, I've got to do it. And I didn't really, as much as I wanted to have my own business, I didn't really think that it was going to be a reality because I was in my 50s. And while a lot of my friends are preparing for retirement, I've just started something new. So if I can do it, anyone can do it too. No matter how old you are.
Yeah, I absolutely love that advice. So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us today, Joanne, and thank you for sharing your chapter in Purpose and Passion as well. I've really enjoyed chatting with you.
Great. Thanks so much for that, and I hope everybody enjoys reading it.
Yeah, it's an amazing book. So thank you to everyone for tuning in. If you haven't got your copy of Purpose and Passion yet, you can order your copy at 𝑷𝒖𝒓𝒑𝒐𝒔𝒔𝒊𝒐𝒏. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.